Hey guys, I'm back. Well, I know I've been gone a little longer than I'd said in my last video. Originally my intention was just to be gone for a little while and come back maybe with a title card, and as you can see, that still didn't happen. I figured I would talk about something that I love, that I really love, Teen Wolf. So season 3 just came to a close. If you haven't watched season 3 at all, go away and come back once you have. If you don't watch Teen Wolf, you should. For the most part, it's a really well-written show. Now, a lot of fans are upset about the death of Allison Argent. I'm not. Because one, it's highly unrealistic, and that's funny considering we're talking about a show about werewolves, for a show to have not actually had a series regular die in 48 episodes. It's like really unheard of. Plus, Crystal Reed asked. She asked to be let out of her contract. They wrote her out of the show with a death, and so I can't really have too many hard feelings about that. I like Allison, but I do feel like they didn't know what to do with Allison. She didn't really do much in 3A, so it was kind of nice for them to give her some stuff and then find a great way to write her out. Kudos to Allison for figuring out how to kill an Oni. It was silver! And Allison figured it out from her dad telling her that he had used the bullets, the first casts, in his gun on his first job, which was the job where he ran into the Oni. And then Isaac figured that part out and realized what Allison had figured out. And obviously, since he was there and saw that the Oni had died, he realized she had used the arrow, and that's how they were able to kill all the Oni. Yay! And she wound up saving everybody. Almost everybody. The death this episode. Aiden. I gotta say, this show really makes me start to like people I didn't like. I didn't like Jackson, and by the end of the whole Kanema thing, I really felt for him. It was kind of hard not to tear up when you hear him asking Ethan if Ethan could feel his pain, and tell Derek that nobody was gonna believe that he wound up being one of the good guys. And that was heartbreaking. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the twins at all during season 3A. It was one of those, I was like, no, you guys killed Boyd, go away, go away. And I cried. The other thing that made me tear up was the thought of possibly losing Melissa. That was an excellent fake out on the part of the writers. The boy was like, no, 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 kind of like looking at the TV, and I was biting nails, and then she was fine. We all were very relieved, and the boy is probably going to start denying that he actually was that visibly affected, but it's Melissa McCall. She's a badass, and clearly where Scott gets the badassery from, because it sure isn't Raphael, because what happens? Raphael's like, he's mad at me, I'm gonna leave. Seriously. Like, I didn't want to like Scott's dad, because let's face it, he was a jerk. A jerk who wound up saving the sheriff's career. In that scene between Melissa and Raphael, you could really see that there were feelings. The way that he started to fall apart when it looked like she was dying, and he was trying to find anyone that could tell him anything. But apparently Melissa is the only competent person in that hospital. We got rid of the Nagitsune. I'm gonna miss him. I know you're like, Whitney, he was the bad guy and he was probably gonna kill Styles. But I like villains. Dylan got to do a lot of, like swagger, stuff that Styles doesn't do, but he had all of Styles' snark. One of the funniest moments from the episode was when he was in the hospital and he goes in and he asks for the guy to call Melissa McCall, and as soon as he does it, the Oni stabs him and the guy dies, and he's like, I guess I'll go find her myself. And he looks at one of the Oni like, why aren't you guys laughing? It was hilarious. And then he's like, oh, you guys can't laugh. And then he walks off. And it was like, Styles makes jokes for levity. Then it gets and he uses the same humor for evil. And I'm gonna kind of miss that, but not the rest of the shenanigans. One of the things that I actually really liked out of the season that I hope we get next season was Chris and Isaac. There was just something so right about Chris being there for Isaac after they both lost to Allison. Which brings us right into the big mystery of season 4. Okay, so outstanding things. We got rid of the Nagitsune. We discovered that Danny knew about werewolves, although we don't know how long. Ethan is leaving Beacon Hills, and I don't blame him. We still have Peter somewhere out there. Malia is going to be going to the school now, which means nothing but trouble. And let's see. Derek was attacked by hunters who wanted to know about the she-wolf. And when he said, "I'm not going to tell you where Cora is," they said, "Who's Cora?" And Kate is the she-wolf, the one who shot the twins. So Kate, big bad for next season. I'm actually all for this, only because if you look at our outstanding villain list, we have Peter, we have Gerard, and, well, now we have Kate. Our first resurrected female character. Woohoo! Yes. I probably would have preferred Victoria, but I don't know that there's any real way you can bring yourself back from that. But, you know, they did set it up through the whole season with Kate. If you look at Allison's visions, the things that she saw through the Nematon, she saw Kate. She saw Kate coming out of the morgue. She saw Kate in the woods, alive. She saw Kate as a werewolf. It was all there. Even the hunter who had Derek and Peter at the beginning, she was upset with Chris. He thought it was because he and Allison had retired. And no, it was Kate. The whole thing was Kate. So I'm actually excited because, you know, Kate is one of those villains that she's going to screw with Derek's head. Like, so bad. She's going to tick Peter off. She's going to throw Chris off his game. She's going to throw everyone off. And I like that. I don't think she's a Kanima because what we saw, it looked more like a Grey Wolf marking, maybe. Maybe she's some other kind of were. Well, actually, she has to be a wolf if she's the she-wolf, right? Other awesome stuff. Danny knows! Now, the funny thing about this is that when we were at Days of the Wolf, we went, had a great time. Keahu had a panel, and 90% of the questions he was asked were about Danny figuring out that everyone's werewolves. And actually, let me say about 75%. I made a lot of jokes about Danny just being too busy with school, too busy with whatever to notice what was going on. But one of the things he said was that maybe Danny knows, he just doesn't want to get involved. And to me, it seems highly likely that Jackson would probably tell his best friend about werewolves before he left town, just to make sure that Danny was safe. It was a really great episode. It was a really, a really neat, stylistically different season. Because when you look at the other seasons, you've got stuff that spanned months. And this was over the span of 2 weeks at most. I mean, it was, if you look at the things, it was one episode was one day and the next was the next. Some episodes were the same day. I mean, it was just, I liked it. I thought it was a big difference. It was one of those that the Nagitsune was the main story. Everything else just kind of got pushed to the side. But we just kept barreling forward, and I like that. So here's to season 4, which I believe will be premiering June 23rd. So hope to see you guys back here at the vlog for recaps on that. I'll be doing episode by episode recaps where we can talk all kinds of stuff. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything to say, go on ahead and let me know. You can subscribe to my videos, and I would greatly appreciate that. You can go to Twitter. I am Whitney D. On Facebook, I am Geek Pirate Mom. I have a website, whitneydrake.com, where I have links to my Google Plus as well as to my Tumblr, which is not safe for work. So if you guys have anything to say, let me know. Love you guys. Have a great week.